After recording this video, my Chevy district manager forwarded me an email from GM stating that they had received and started processing my repurchase request. Hey guys, this is Black Bolt. Hope everybody is doing well. It is a little chilly in Minnesota today, and like General Motors, my radio is not cooperating. So I don't have access to heated seats at the moment. So in this video, I am going to provide an update on the buyback status and also talk about our first month being debt-free. So on the buyback, basically, I have not had any communication from GM since Wednesday, August 24th, and today is September 3rd. I've tried emailing and calling and leaving a voicemail for my GM rep. As things stand right now, I am a little bit frustrated because the process is taking long, and I have this car which is technically mine, and it's worth, on the open market, it would be worth less than the buyback amount, but I'm continuing to drive it because it's a vehicle that I need to make income. It's a business vehicle, for side income anyway. We've been looking at options for potential new-to-us vehicles to replace the Chevy Bolt EV whenever the buyback happens, and the market, especially here in Minnesota, is just extremely challenging and frustrating. Basically, the only vehicle that would fit within our budget, and we might even still need to chip in a little bit more of our own cash, would be a 2018 or 2019 Nissan Leaf with 150-mile range. And I've been using this car on Hilltop Reserve, and basically I can do what I need to do within 120 to 130 miles right now when it's still warm out. When winter comes, we would need to find a charging solution during the day, and that might mean me working with our energy company so that our 240 volt EVSE also gets charged during the day, which of course would raise our electricity prices for driving an electric vehicle, which wouldn't be fun, but it might be necessary. So outside of that, I think our long-term vehicle plan would be to get an intermediate car like a Leaf, 150-mile range, 40 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and drive that for 6 to 12 months or however long it takes us to raise another $10,000 to $15,000 so that we could get back into a longer range EV. I have considered looking into something like a Toyota Prius or a Honda Civic, basically what I thought would be cheaper cars that we could drive in the interim, but it turns out that those are also really expensive in Minnesota, where it wouldn't make sense. So if I was to buy like a Prius for $12,000 or $13,000 and then run depreciation on it and spending $200, $250 a month on fuel, we wouldn't come out ahead in that situation. We'd actually end up losing money from the money that we'd get in the buyback. And then if I was to just get a straight up ICE car, then my fuel cost would be around $350 a month, which is equivalent to having a car payment. So that's kind of the stuck, frustrating situation that we're in regarding the buyback. So when I called, I left a voice message to also consider an MSRP swap to see if we would get a different number from that. In theory, if we were able to get an MSRP swap into a slightly more expensive ICE vehicle, we could either get that vehicle, drive it for 6 months, not have it depreciate a crazy amount, and then trade that in for like a Bolt EV or Bolt EUV if they ever go back on sale. Or we could just take that vehicle and trade it in immediately for like a longer range Nissan Leaf or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Frustrating situation. The way my mind works, I do not like having uncertainty around. So when I make a decision, I usually make the decision and move forward. But this is a situation that is mostly in GM's control. But I'm just going to keep on using the Bolt as it is and hope that nothing happens to it between now and when GM is supposed to get me the money. Which raises another concern that I have is, I have not actually received a formal offer on paper. So that's something that I would like to get ASAP also, just because it sucks not having that and just being in this limbo state. As you guys know, if you've been subscribed for a while, my wife and I paid off our Traverse, which was our last debt, at the end of July of this year. So August was our first complete month of not having payments, and it was really awesome. It was pretty relaxed. All of our extra money, we were able to put more money into my 401k. We're able to kind of upgrade our kids' gymnastics classes. It's really expensive. So our 2 older daughters are going to be doing 2 classes a week, and then our 3-year-old daughter is in 1 class a week. And that's like $450 a month. So we're able to do that, which is really a blessing. I was a really good athlete. I played soccer in college, but I did not play official traveling soccer until I was under 13, and my oldest daughter is 8 years old, and we're able to get them in competitive sports, which is really cool. Just being able to relax and kind of have that financial peace that Dave Ramsey talks about, with not having payments and knowing that all of the money that we get to keep. And the way that we did our final payment in July, I believe it was an $8,500 payment. We took all of the money that we had saved, including money that we had in sinking funds, and basically dumped that all on the SUV to pay off that final balance, because we just were sick of having it around. And we generate enough income where we've been able to build back up some of our savings and sinking funds, but not to the tune of $8,500, obviously. So last month we basically spent building our cash reserves back up and starting a new car fund for whenever we're in a position to replace this Chevy Bolt EV. So we do have a little bit of money there for car replacement, but right now it's basically enough to pay taxes if we were to maximize the amount of money back, or supposedly getting back from GM. After paying off the car in July, we had our baby in August, which was awesome. We had a sinking fund for baby expenses, and then our friends were really generous and at our baby shower provided us with a lot of stuff, so we've not needed to spend that much money on the new baby. That's not including hospital bills. Those are going to start coming probably towards the end of this month, which should be interesting. And then in this month, September of 2021, my wife and I are celebrating our 10-year anniversary, which is really awesome. So we managed to squeeze in 4 kids and become debt-free before our 10-year anniversary. And then we're also saving money to be able to go on a trip around Christmas. So we'll see how that works with COVID and everything. You know how the world is. And then also, my wife hasn't seen her family since 2016. Actually, her mom came over when our last baby was born 3 years ago and stayed with us for a few months, but she hasn't been able to see like her dad and her siblings. And we just had an opportunity where tickets to Uganda round trip in October are $850-ish. So we went ahead and bought that ticket, so she's going to be able to go for about a week. One of her aunts is having a wedding, so we are grateful to be able to do that, which is really fantastic. And actually, I'll turn into this neighborhood so you guys can kind of see it. But so which is really fantastic, and I'm excited for her to be able to go back to Uganda and see her family, and hopefully she'll also be able to find some time to see some of my cousins that live in the Kampala area, because we're close to all of them also. So those are kind of the things that we have going on in life. This isn't my neighborhood, but it's kind of kitty corner from my neighborhood. There's a bunch of stuff that separates these neighborhoods. If you guys haven't been in these newer type developments, they try to keep them separate. I don't know why, but basically it makes getting around really challenging. But there's a house over here that's for sale. It's a little bit bigger than our house, but it has a swimming pool, it has a fenced in backyard, The master bedroom is on the ground level that we really like, and I had my realtor give him a call and check on it, and unfortunately it already sold, and the price for this area was really ridiculous. They were selling it for around $50,000 less than ours is worth. So we were like, if that's the case, let's go take a look at it and make a bid. But unfortunately it sold. It's not that one, really quickly, because it's a hot market. And when I talked to my realtor, so this house was listed, he said that basically to build the same house new would have been $1,000. So let's just take a look at it from the outside. So yeah, that's the house right there. It looks small, but it's actually 4,125 square feet. So pretty cool. And yeah, like I said, it was listed. But we have our realtor keeping an eye on it, and if that sale doesn't go through, then we would look into buying this house. And there you can see it has a basketball court, there's a swimming pool, there's a walking path back there, and this property, it's kind of skinny. It's an acre property, so it stretches back a little while, and then this is actually also in walking distance from our kids' school, so that would be really cool. But I'm pretty sure that the sale is going to close. It's a beautiful house. So anyway, that's what's been going on in our lives. I try not to get worked up and frustrated over things that I cannot control. The whole situation with GM and the car, it is what it is. Sooner or later, it's going to be resolved and we'll be able to move forward. And we're gonna get another EV at some point in the near future, and I look forward to whatever car that is. And so if you guys have any questions, let me know. And as always, the channel is already being monetized by Google, so if you haven't, please like and subscribe and help us get up to 1,000 subscribers. We're already at 779, I believe. So go ahead and subscribe, help us get monetized, help us generate additional streams of revenue so that my wife does not have to go back to work at the end of the year. All right, take care.